Yo guys, I want to talk about two weapons, man, that are deadly in Crucible. Not only are they deadly, they're deadly together, which is something that's interesting in Destiny 2 thus far, is that there's like certain weapons that are really good that you would say, okay, they're good standalone weapons, but I find myself keeping them out for too long. When I use a Uriel's Gift, I find myself just honestly ignoring my kinetic and just using Uriel's the entire time, which is okay. You're still getting kills, right? But at the same time, like, I like to be able to use both of my primaries, and that's something that's really neat. You've got Black Scorpion, which is a scout rifle from the beta, and you've got Better Devils. Now, both of these weapons are really good. Despite more hand cannons being brought out and more hand cannons dropping for people, Old Fashioned, Dire Promise, Judgment, the Raid hand cannon, even something like Bad News, I find that Better Devils is still the best hand cannon. You know, it's the most consistent. It's got a good solid time to kill. It's got the flinch from explosive rounds. And it's also a hand cannon I would recommend to anyone that ever wants to finally step in a hand cannon. I got friends that use nothing but autos, and they're kind of like new to Destiny. And I'm like, look, if you ever want to pick up a hand cannon just to go in a Crucible, just to mess around, just try Better Devils out. I would much rather you try to tackle that gun than some of our other hand cannons, especially with Bloom and Full Effect. But Better Devils is just such a good, consistent hand cannon in PvP right now. Now, Black Scorpion. This is an unusual weapon because, to me, coming from a background where I like weapons like Jade Rabbit, Cocytus, Cold Advanced Duty, those were my guns. That was like my love in Destiny 1, dude. I used to love playing when it was Trials maps like Rusted Lands or Widow's Court, or just kind of wide open maps. I loved high impact scout rifles, and I loved to get that 3-tap. That was such a satisfying experience. Now, we have what they call high impact currently right now in Destiny 2. It's like Does Not Compute, Song of Justice, Haunted Earth here recently, if you mess with that gun. There's no other way to put it, guys. Those weapons are straight dick, and they're not good. And I think some people really trying to justify and be like, oh no, they're good, they can 4-crit. I think that's piss poor, because so can Might Multi-Tool. It can 4-crit one body shot somebody. So you're telling me one more shot with a gun that already has 60 or more aim assist than that current scout rifle. I talked about it the other day. Regardless, what I'm trying to say is I took the complete opposite route. I steered away from what we call high impact in Destiny 2 right now, and I picked up Black Scorpion, which actually has the worst range stat out of all of the scout rifles in the game. Not only does it have the worst range stat, I loaded out on fluted barrel and steady rounds, hurting its range even more, dropping it to 24. This gun shouldn't be able to hit anything outside of 25 meters, right? You think 20 meters, 25 meters, it should not be able to hit shit. Obviously, range stat on scouts really does not matter. I would be inclined to say you should just go ahead and load out stability on all your scout rifles. Fuck your range stat. Just max out the stability as much as you possibly can, because Black Scorpion, whether it's the combination of steady rounds and fluted barrel, and of course you've got moving target, which is a really nice perk. I like it a lot on my what's the sidearm Last Dance that I really like. But this gun right here, moving target in combination with the scout, is extremely good. Not only is it extremely good in obtaining those good target acquisitions from distances, it's got a better time to kill than even Might Multi-Tool. 1.17 seconds, at least stated by Mercules here on our Excel spreadsheet. It is a very nice time to kill, and it's something that can become apparent, especially if you can get to where you can land your crits. It's also a full auto scout rifle, which is unusual because normally I'm not a fan of full auto. But when you get into weapon archetypes like this, where it's just like super fast rate of fire, you need a gun that you can just lay on the R2 trigger, because your time to kill essentially starts to get hurt by you spamming your R2 button. Like, you just can't spam it fast enough to compensate for how fast the gun can actually fire. And Black Scorpion is where it's at. Now, there's one other full auto scout rifle I've messed with in Destiny 2 thus far that I really like, but it has its cons. That is Conspirator. It's the Raid scout rifle. I really like it. The problem with that scout for me is the sights, and the issue with the sights being flinched so much. So when you're in a gunfight, you know, you're going against head up, I guess, with a Might Multi-Tool. That Might Multi-Tool hits you, and for some reason the sights on Conspirator tends to get flinched really bad. You'll see your entire reticle just jump up straight above somebody's head and miss all of its shots. And that is something weapon that plates it. Now, of course, that's because, you know, Mida has high caliber rounds and it has the ability to do that. But there's some guns that can withstand flinch a little better than others, where something like Black Scorpion comes in. Now, that may be something apparent just because of the way the sights work. It may be because moving targets in effect. I'm not sure. Regardless, whatever gun I was going against with Black Scorpion, whether it was Uriel's, whether it was Mida, you know, weapons that I know a lot of people use because of high caliber rounds, the gun itself could consistently stay on target. And that's not to say that flinch is not there. There's definitely flinch there. It's just not as affected as much, especially with this weapon that you think would be affected considering its rate of fire being as fast as it is. But it is a very consistent scout, even up close, and I was really enjoying it. Well, guys, that is one of my favorite combos right now in Destiny 2. Now, I would love to hear your favorite combo, and it's something that I'm definitely going to test out, because here's the thing, like I said, some weapons seem to have a lot of chemistry with each other. And so to me, this chemistry right here between Black Scorpion and Better Devils was extremely good, and I would love to discover even more of these amazing combinations of weapons in Destiny 2. Well, fellas, thank you so much for coming and watching, and as always, slap that like button like your mama told you right.